Hello Professor and dear classmates, my name is Sopur and I'm in group number 8 along with my other two team members, Vuthinann and Visal. In this video, we will talk a bit about the Nestle company background and an issue regarding to the Poland spring water. After that, we will analyze how these issues could affect our stakeholders and we will recommend a solution to this problem. So first of all, I will talk a bit about the company background. Nestle was founded in 1866, so we have established for more than 150 years with more than 2,000 brands across 189 countries. The headquarters is in Visal. According to Nestle 2017 annual report, the company has a total sales of 89.8 billion Swiss francs, which has a growth of 2.4% compared to the previous year. Nestle is also the largest food selling company and has differentiated itself through its high quality products and positioned itself as a health and nutrition company. The mission of Good Food, Good Life is to provide consumers with the best tasting, most nutritious choice in a wide range of food and beverage categories. Quality and safety for our consumer is Nestle's top priority. This applies to all products across the world and across variety from foods and beverage to all systems and services. To ensure the qualities and safety of our products, there is a quality management system. This is used globally to guarantee food safety and compliance with quality standards. The International Quality Management System is audited and verified by independent certification organization to prove that our products and services conform to international standards, ISO norms, laws, and regulatory requirements. However, in contrast to the stated mission that I have mentioned earlier, there is an issue regarding to one of the Nestle products called the Poland Spring. According to the Washington Post, the Poland Spring, which is one of the best-selling water bottles in the United States, is considered as a big fraud to some of the consumers. The lawsuit found that instead of spring water, Nestle Water North America has been selling billions of gallons of groundwater to customers. It claimed that the company is borrowing common groundwater that doesn't meet the U.S. Food and Drug Administration definition of spring water. To consumers, spring water from a naturally occurring spring represents purities and high qualities, and also commands a premium price compared to a non-spring drinking water products or typical filtered tap water. The Poland spring water that's labeled as 100% natural spring water was claimed as illegally mislabeled by the lawsuit because the Poland spring, which is the source of the Poland spring water, ran dry nearly 50 years ago. Furthermore, based on the Poland spring website, the water for the Poland spring water bottles come from 8 springs in Mayonnaise, which is including 3 of the most famous springs called Cold Spring, Clear Spring, and Evergreen Spring. The website also stated that we are carefully select a spring source in Mayonnaise based on such things as geologic formation, mineral composition, quality, and taste. The lawsuit, however, states that there is not any historical evidence for 6 of the Nestle spring sites, and 2 are former springs that no longer exist anymore. This is the end of my part. After this, my other teammates will talk about how these issues could affect our stakeholders. There are many stakeholders involved in this case. However, after I and my teammates have prioritized them, we have come up with 3 key significant stakeholders that were most affected by this case, which are shareholders, communities, and our customers.
Hello Professor and my fellow classmates, my name is Vuthinann. As my previous teammate have already given a brief overview of the challenges that Nestle is currently facing, along with our 3 identified stakeholders. Therefore, I am here to present you about our internal stakeholder as well as our external stakeholders. So without further ado, let's get started. The first most affected internal stakeholders for this scandal would be the shareholders, due to the fact that they have invested in this company and obviously expected profit in return. The Poland spring water scandal that was filed by the people in Maine would directly impact Nestle itself, so does the shareholders. As previously conveyed, Nestle did not deliver what they promised to deliver. Those people claim that Nestle mislabeled their products, and they also claim that they paid a higher price on a typical water, thinking that it was actually spring water. The scandal indeed hurts the company reputation and causes them a significant amount of resources and times in order to go up against those complaints. According to Statista, Poland Spring is the second most profitable water out of the other 50 Nestle products. As you can see in the graph, Nestle Pure Life is ranked in the third place, and Poland Spring is ranked in the fifth place. And in 2016 alone, Poland Spring generated approximately 700 million US dollars in sales. Well, if we only have a glance at the market share, the overall shares of Nestle did not make any dramatic drop. However, the sales of Poland Spring on the other hand did. As you can see in the graph, from autumn 2015 up until spring 2017, the number of people purchasing Poland Springs actually declined. If there is a scandal in one product, it would spread the effect to the other products as well. And people may lose trust on what the company is planning to deliver. Therefore, in order to convey an effective communication objective to our shareholders and ensure that the issue is solved, we should proactively conduct further research on the scandal to prove that our products indeed fit with the definition of spring water, and we will solve the case in the realm of law and ethical conduct. We shall stay committed to our missions and visions to avoid repeated case which causes both time and resource. By doing so, our quality products will continue on serving our customers, and that would assure our profit and stability in the global arena. Moving on to our second external stakeholder that we believe to experience the impact is the community of Maine. In December 12 of 2017, in accordance to Nestle reports, the company annual economic impact in Maine amounts to more than 390 million US dollars in sales for Maine, and it supports the equivalence of more than 2,300 full-time jobs and roughly 900 part-time jobs for people who live in more than 100 Maine cities and towns. Notably, their overall income is approximately 120 million US dollars, and collectively, these activities generated more than 21 million US dollars in tax and fee revenues for Maine states and local governments. It has grown to become one of Maine's most significant renewable natural resource-based companies, comparable to states iconic forest products, agriculture, and fishing industries. Therefore, Nestle does indeed play a very crucial role in this community, and a huge part of it is Nestle employees, which can be regarded as its internal stakeholders. This scandal will directly impact the community economically. Hence, the careers of Nestle employees who are the local people there will be at stake. Therefore, once again, to ensure that our communication objective is effective to the community of Maine, we must focus on providing them a guarantee on their job stability. We will ensure that this case will be solved in a timely manner. Repeated case will not be happen again due to the research that we conduct to prove that Poland Spring meets with the criteria of spring water. So, the community of Maine will be protected both financially and economically. We, as a company, promise to continue on performing the best we could and deliver the best products to the community and the world.
You should already know how the first two stakeholders got affected in the lawsuit of Poland Spring Water that happened last year. Now, let's move on to the third key stakeholder that was also affected by this case. My name is Visal, and I'm going to present you about the last key stakeholder as well as the most important one in this lawsuit. They are the customers of Poland Spring Water brand and considered as definitive stakeholders since they have all the power, legitimacy, and urgency in this lawsuit. Therefore, appropriate solution and communication must be made as soon as possible.
So, how did this case affect its customers? Nestle is facing a lawsuit in the United States filed in a Connecticut district court by 11 consumers who was also seeking class action status, says that while Nestle markets Poland Spring as 100% natural spring water, using images of pristine mountain or forest spring that have it charged a premium, the product actually doesn't meet the federal definition of spring water, and the marketing of Poland Spring water is a colossal fraud. The group accused Poland Spring water has been a massive fraud perpetuated against American consumers since it was first bottled in 1993. They claim that not one drop of the water complies with the Food and Drug Administration definition of what constitutes spring water, and instead it is just a normal groundwater. We must first understand their concerns in order to develop strategic communication plan effectively. The customers are definitely afraid of being tricked by false advertisement when Nestle labels its product as 100% natural spring water. They say they would not have paid a premium price for the water if they had known it did not actually come from natural springs in Maine. The consumers claim that the sites used by Nestle to collect its Poland Spring water are not springs, according to the FDA, and several of the sites used by the company are fake and man-made. And consumers also say that the Poland Spring in Maine ran dry nearly 50 years ago. The customers against Nestle North America Water accuse that the company has been breaching and exploiting its customer trust to reap massive undue sales and profits. The plaintiffs are seeking class certification, an injunction, and at least $5 million refunds of the premium they have paid in damages for false advertising, deceptive labeling, breach of contract, and consumer law violation, in which they describe as unjustified. There have been a lot of complaints and critics from customers regarding this issue. Also, many media and news publicly wrote about this, which badly damaged Nestle's reputation as the global foods and beverage provider. Understanding what the customers need and want is the key to successfully settle this problem. The only reason they're willing to pay premium price is to enjoy the health benefits from consuming spring water, but it turned out that they paid excessive money for ordinary groundwater. They feel like they have been fooled so many years. From a clear understanding and analysis of this lawsuit, the best course of action for Nestle to settle with its customer is to be transparent and honest to the customers. Nothing is better than telling the truth. The only answer that the customer need to know is whether or not the water they have been purchasing is genuinely spring water. If Nestle product is actually what it claims to be, do something to prove the accusation wrong and show the customer that they are right to trust its brand. Open to the world that it has nothing to hide, and back up their arguments with facts such as proving compliance with current regulations. If it is not, then it is time for Nestle to take responsibility and bear the consequences from its action. Publicly admit the mistake and take action to correct the problem by providing 100% natural spring water as it labels its products. Confess the truth, learn from the mistake, and be the leader who guides other brands. In conclusion, Nestle is one of the largest foods and beverage providers that has been well established long time ago, with 2,000 brands worldwide. Its main mission of good food, good life is to provide customers with the best tasting, most nutritious choice in its industry, along with the quality and safety assurance. However, the Poland Spring Water lawsuit filed by 11 customers last year negatively impacts many of its stakeholders, and the three most affected are the shareholder, the community, and the customers. Therefore, immediate and effective communication plan must be made for each of them, as the second speaker and I presented earlier, in order to ensure Nestle's global position as the world-leading healthy food suppliers. That is all for our team presentation. Thank you for your time in listening to our video.